the class. All right. We can do this. We can do this. We can do this. All right, Sheila, good to see you.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Did you need to set it up to stream again?
No, I'm not going to do that.
Okay. I just.
Thank you, Elias. I appreciate
Okay. Gwen, do you have ability to mute people? And
I don't right now. You have to give me co-host again.
guys. Thank you, everyone, for just holding up with us and the technical abilities. It looks like we were recording. Is that correct? Yeah, looks like we're recording. Okay, no worry. Doris, we started late too. Welcome, everyone. My name is Dr. Mary Stark Carter. We're going to start this one more time. I'm so excited for you to be here because something inside of you said, I need to show up tonight. I need to show up and learn. I need to show up and grow my knowledge about weight loss, about health and wellness. I need to rev up my my plan for my future. And tonight you are going to hear from 7 individuals who have been really pouring their hearts into their wellness. Some of them for a couple of years, like myself. Some of them just started maybe 6 months ago. And the results are really phenomenal. And so you're going to learn more about this and where Rev Up Wellness kind of was inspired from. And you're going to hear more about our story. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. So Rev Up Wellness, release weight, decrease inflammation, feel better, live better. What is this all about? Where did this all come from? Well, let me tell you a little bit first, but first, let me tell you my story and welcome you. Thank you. Grab a notebook if you haven't. Write down any questions that you have. I'm going to go straight through. So we have a nice clean recording and you're going to hear from at least 7 individuals tonight. And some of the brand partners who invited you on here will also be available to answer some of your questions too. And this will be a recording that you can also share with your friends as well. So again, my name is Dr. Mary Stark Carter, and hopefully everyone can see the shared screen. Is that correct? Nod if you can see the PowerPoint in the background. I'm looking at Sheila and Teresa. Can you see the PowerPoint in the background, or you just see me? Yes. Okay, great. Okay, so where did this come from? Well, myself, I don't know how many of you out there grew up as maybe a heavier kid. I was always the biggest kid in the class. By the time I was 9 years old, I was 100 pounds. And back in the 1980s, that was very unusual. Today, it's not unusual. Today, we know obesity rates by 2030. This is what we're looking at. Right now, before 2020, 70% of Americans, and I know we have Canadians and Australians and people all over the world watching right now, but 70% of Americans were overweight. Overweight, right? Overweight and or obese. But obesity rates, if you know anything about obesity, this is where disease is inevitable. You most likely have some form of disease. Your morbidity, when you will die is much sooner. And those of you who do have just extra weight, who are just a little overweight, do you know the incidences of cancers like breast and ovarian, esophageal, colon cancer go up exponentially? This is a very serious problem. And this is what we're looking at. I just came from that beautiful state of Mississippi. 60%. I live in Florida now. 50% will be obese, not just overweight, but obese. People are hurting more than ever. And myself and the brand partners and wellness educators who invited you to watch this are getting serious about revving up and helping people in their wellness. Now, how did we get this way? Well, if you know a little bit about the food industry, it is a engineered, genetically modified to help us want to eat these foods. Oh my goodness. I've been on this journey quite a long time, and some of these foods still call my name. it's no coincidence that you crave certain things. They are made to have us eating more and, of course, expanding our waistlines. It's a serious, serious issue, and it's something we need to educate ourselves about. And we all struggle. Many of the individuals you're going to hear tonight, they were wellness practitioners. They were health practitioners like myself. This is a picture of me 50 pounds ago in Uganda. I was there. You'll meet Jennifer and Wendy tonight. They run an orphanage and a widow ministry in Uganda. And here I am, trying to help probably over 100 people while we were there. And I am just struggling with my health. It wasn't good. It wasn't good. And sometimes you are in such a comfort zone in your life that until you get pushed, until you have to run for the airplane that you're about to miss, or you realize, oh my goodness, I'm really out of weight. You're going to hear one of our experts how she couldn't even get her legs on the couch. She was just so inflamed and her body was so much. But there is a solution, and we are going to talk to you about that. This is my journey to health, much better health and strength. I feel so good. I feel so good in this new body I have. So Rev Up weight loss. Okay, what is it? Rev Up weight loss. Like you've been hearing about it. Maybe you've been watching some of my stories. Well, we're going to talk to you. I'm going to talk to you a little bit, but basically we're going to learn about how it floods the body with nutrients and how we change our mindsets, our habits, and our lifestyle. And I think how many of you would agree you've gained and lost weight in the past? 25, 50, maybe even 100 pounds, right? I think we all have. Or we've struggled since we've gotten over this certain age, or we're going through perimenopause or postmenopause, or maybe after we've had our first or sixth child, right? You're struggling, or you went through a real trauma in your life. You're struggling to lose that weight and keep it off. Where did this come from? Well, more than 15 years ago, this is so exciting. More than 15 years ago, we partnered, and a lot of us call ourselves brand partners or wellness educators. We partnered with a company that was all about wellness. And the founder, his name was Gary Young. He had traveled the world to really understand healing and wellness and really how nutrients made such a difference in people's lives. So for 15 years, he's given us these tools, especially one tool we're going to talk about tonight, that we have seen the results of flooding the body with nutrients. Those of you who have been invited by April or Karen or Jolene or Kathy Mincer here, these are all individuals who maybe have seen it for 10 years or 5 years or even 20 years. They too have been seeing the results of what flooding the body with nutrients does. And I love this picture of a wellness educator, brand partner, April Linton, because when you combine it with a mindset, changing your habits and changing your lifestyle, so much can change. So much can change. Not in just your physical appearance. Look at this woman. Doesn't she look like 20 years younger? This is just amazing. But the happiness, the joy that's in their lives as well, it's phenomenal. Okay, so 15 years we've been watching what flooding the body with nutrients does. But all of us, these individuals right here, these health practitioners, these women, these experts in their field, we all were helping people for many years, many years. I was helping people for 20 years. Corey, you'll meet some of these people soon. And we found something that really helped us put the missing pieces of the puzzle together. We found something that not only showed us an eating plan that was a lifestyle plan, something that literally we could do for the rest of our lives, that didn't have us feeling deprived, that could have us still going out or celebrating, all of these things. So we found that, we found accountability, we found the mindset shifts, we found how to change our habits, and we found how to have vision. And we put that together in a 6-month program that all of us have gone through and or are going through right now. And it changed our lives. And about, would you say, Wendy, like a year and a half ago, we're like, we need to share this with people. We need to, because the program we go through, it only allows, a handful of people every 6 months, maybe 2 handfuls of people to go through every 6 months, but there's thousands and thousands of people who need to know just even a few of the steps that we've learned along the way. So you're going to hear from each of these women tonight. And if they're not here, I get to share their story, but let's start. Let's see if our friend, so this is where it came. We're launching the Rev Up Weight Loss 10-day challenge. So we came together, we masterminded on this, and we said, okay, this is what we've known and we've seen for 15 years. And this is a piece of our puzzle that was very, very important to helping us. You're going to hear some of these women have lost 80 pounds, 30 pounds, 50 pounds, like myself as well. So super, super important. Okay, so where does it start? Where does it start? Well, it starts with flooding the body with nutrients. All right, flooding the body with nutrients. And the nutrients that we have used for more than 15 years is a juice, an antioxidant juice called Ninja Red. And Ninja Red comes from the Lycium barbarum. It's called the goji berry. It's a very specific goji berry that comes from Ninja, China, that we have sourced very well for all these years. And that providence in Ninja, China, those people have found literally to be some of the highest living people, the healthiest people. Now, what was it? The Chinese athletes use this berry. So as you can see, that's a puree. It's our antioxidant puree. And this is how we flood our body with nutrients. And way back when I started flooding my body with nutrients, wow, did I see a difference. Not only did my cravings go down, not only did my energy go up, but I felt like I could see better. I felt like I could maintain my moods better, just so much. If you have a story about what your body has done or what you've experienced with Ninja Red, put it in the comments. And maybe Gwen, I don't know, maybe we can look at some of those we'll pick maybe the 10th comment, if that's okay, for a $15 gift card for Amazon. So go ahead and put some of your comments in the chat, and you guys can read some of the chat comments too. Makes me feel like a million. It's my absolute favorite. Awesome. So I have lots of stories to share, but I want to get to the women who we invited tonight too, to share some of their stories as well on their weight loss journey. And maybe they'll share a little bit about Ninja Red too. But before I go, I just want to share one last thing about Ninja Red. It is such a safe antioxidant juice that my little ones have been on it since they were very little. And my 97-year-old grandmother is on it. We have like 4 generations taking the Ninja Red, and just up to, gosh, like last year, my grandmother was on no medication. She's just super healthy and she loves the Ninja Red. My mom, like all these family members, my daughter, having core nutrition is just so key. So key. All right. So what happens when you flood your body with those types of nutrients? Okay, where are all my pictures here? So change your mindset, change your habits. We'll talk about that in a second. But I need to find Miss Corey. We're going to bring Miss Corey up, and she's going to share a little bit about what she loves about Ninja Red, but also about her transformation. I'll go back and talk a little bit about that too. So I'm going to stop my share for a second. This is Corey before and after. You can see about 30 pounds came off of this amazing, beautiful woman. But Corey Heinrich, if you work with Corey or you know Corey, she has, a couple of decades, she's been helping individuals, families, She has an expertise in health and nutrition. She runs a small little farm ranch, I could call it, where she grows a lot of her own food. Corey has been a caregiver. She knows a lot about cancer. She knows a lot about geriatrics, and just is a no nonsense. She'll tell you like it is, woman and just wellness educator. Let's Corey.
I've been in the house for 3 days and I still don't know where I'm supposed to be.
If you're looking for it to make sense, you can stop.
Where are you, beautiful? I saw you come in.
I'm on the phone, Mary. I'm not picture.
Oh, okay. Well, tell us your story. Go ahead. Go back to
Ning's Red story, weight loss story.
both. Both.
Both. Ning's Red for me takes away the sugar gremlins. If you drink enough Ning's Red, it seems to satiate that craving for sugar for me. So when I notice that I'm starting to veer towards sweeter items, I up the Ning's Red and it goes right away. It was paramount during the transformation for me. So my biggest transformation, the weight loss, for me, I was healing from crushed vertebrae in my back. And when I plugged in the nutritional elements with the Ning's Red, it was about 2 or 3 weeks and all the pain left my body. It was the right puzzle pieces at the right time, and it was amazing. And I just keep getting better and better and better. It's amazing, especially at this age. Everyone said you can't lose weight that old. Your hormones, and there were always like tons and tons of excuses, and I just blocked them all out, checked off the boxes on what needed to be done, and it absolutely worked. I highly recommend it to anyone and everyone.
That's awesome. How old are you, Corey?
I'm 61.
No way. Oh my goodness. That is awesome. So one of the things too, before you started your 6-month journey, which included eating, we're going to talk about a little bit about the eating, because you had Ninja Red, you had essential oils, you had a lot of things, but you didn't have all the pieces of the puzzle. And so you had a crushed vertebra in your back, correct? Mm-hmm. And
Correct.
You were in so much pain. You were in bed for what, 3 months?
3 months.
3 months. Okay. And within 3 weeks of these changes, food, diet, mindset, movement, you were able to feel a difference.
All the pain left my body. It was not 3 months in bed, 3 weeks. That wasn't the whole timetable. Don't get the wrong idea here, but they scared me. They told me, you need to stay still. Your vertebrae is gravel now. And if one of those pieces slips out, you could lose your legs because your spinal cord's right there. So they were very fear oriented. So I just started doing things that I could do, with limited movement and the stars just aligned. God answered my prayers, however you want to call it. I signed up for the biggest transformation. I started plugging in the nutrition, and that was really the missing key for me to get to where I needed to go. And then the changes really started happening, to feeling extremely helpless to being strong enough. I ended up strong enough to go to the gym and start lifting weights. And that just wasn't going to be in the cards. It's hard to articulate.
That's so awesome. I love you. I love your story. You're an amazing friend to me. And this is just awesome. I love your story. That's so cool. That's cool. Thank you, Corey.
My pleasure.
All right. So next up, I know Wellness at Home is out there. I'm going to introduce Megan, and hopefully she can come off of mute and tell us a little bit. This is a beautiful woman, wellness expert, educator, has had a cancer ministry with her husband. They have a book called Grounded and Cured. that you need to get if you don't have that. I hope I spoke that right, Megan. She's a leader. She's a mom of 6, almost retired homeschooler of all 6 of them. And she has released over 80 pounds in 6 months. And this is a picture of us last April and this beautiful Hawaiian trip we had. And this is a picture of us, what was that, last week, I think. I'm going to find Megan and get her on the screen here and bring her up. How many of you know Megan and love Megan? She is just an incredible educator. She is such a gift. Let's see if we can find her. There she is. Awesome. Hi, beautiful. And hi, everyone.
Hello. I have a whole group of people here, so thank you. So yeah, 6 months ago, well, when we were in Hawaii, right, and we took that picture, we had organized a 2-week vacation island hopping with our kids, and then ended up at that retreat that you were at for a week in Maui. And one of the things that I've done my whole life is ride horses, and it had been a while, and we wanted to set up an excursion. And when I was reading through the paperwork to sign it, I realized I had exceeded the weight limit for riding horses. And that was the first time that I faced limitations that I realized were at that point going to be lifelong and only get worse. So as a health practitioner and biofeedback specialist, I was watching my own health deteriorate with the mindset of I'm so busy, there's so many people to take care of and all the things. And then of course, with encouragement from you, you were saying, hey, I really think you need to look into this and not wait, because at 51, I am teetering on the edge of things unraveling. And I was watching that begin to happen. And I thought, well, I have more time. And so with your encouragement, I jumped in and I started. And believe me, 6 months ago, 83 pounds heavier, I did not understand the freedom I was actually signing on for. And so it's been a great journey. And yeah, I couldn't fold my legs and sit on the couch comfortably. And so that was one of my first aha moments as the weight started to go away and the inflammation, right? Because that's the huge part, is a lot of inflammation. I felt better. I was like, okay, I can do this. I can do this. And then, you know, planks and all that. So Ningxia has been a huge part because it's the energy source for me. It's good nutrition in a liquid, so it absorbs real quick in my cells and gets me through that afternoon slump or the morning mindset when you get up and maybe you haven't had the best night and you really don't want to do the things you need to do. So grab some Ningxia, put it in my water. I take it on a walk with me to help give me some nutrition while I'm burning calories, but also my son did an experiment with Ningxia and found out the amazing electrolyte capabilities of Ningxia. So it's a power juice for me.
That is so awesome, Megan. It's been really incredible to watch your journey. And I had the privilege of not even 6, but last July, I gave you a raindrop massage and I was like, wow, you have so much just tight muscles and lymphatic stuff. And just, it was intense. And then just a week ago, I gave you one and I just couldn't believe the difference in your body, just the difference in your body. And all of us, there's a bunch of us who are health practitioners who take all the things and we do all the things and they are wonderful and they're good. But I hate to say this, but sometimes those are Band-Aids and they don't allow us to feel what's really going on. And of course, they added to our longevity and helped us, but it is these key things that we're going to teach in the Rev Up Wellness that make the difference. So thank you. And thank you everyone at Wellness at Home for tuning in tonight. Good to see you all. Thank you, Megan. Okay, so we have some more amazing guests to share with you tonight and some more stories, because that's really what it is about. And, you know, there's always going to be choices. And tonight we're going to talk to you about good, better, and best, right? Good, better, and best. And you'll hear that over and over and over, coined probably by April Linton and Karen Warman and some other amazing wellness practitioners. But it's something that we use often. And it's a decision too that you need to make too. All right, next up, we have Wendy Clayton. I had the privilege of meeting Wendy in person in 2019 when her and her good friend had made the leap of faith to really invest even more in their personal development, their strategic development, both relationships, finance. And I've watched over these, 4 years now, Wendy just skyrocket in her coaching and helping people with finances and wellness and life coaching, all on top of, you know, running her home, but also being a part of an amazing ministry in Uganda that she's done it. But Wendy's going to share a little bit about her story, and I'm excited to hear the journey she's been on over these months as well. So let's try to find Wendy here and bring her up. Here you are. Let's see. There we go. Hey, Wendy.
Hello. Thank you, Mary, for your amazingly kind words. So, yeah, let me just tell you a little bit about where I started and where I am today. So in 2013, I was a busy, overwhelmed homeschool mom trying to balance teaching, volunteering, working, and just, you know, general mom life. And I was stressed and overweight and not making healthy choices consistently and not taking time to take care of myself while I was, you know, taking care of everybody else. So at that time, I was introduced to Young Living and to Ningxia Red, and that I started taking it daily. And that was one of the first things that was a huge catalyst for me, giving me some energy and focus, helping to start the process of reducing inflammation in my body. And it's become a huge base of my daily wellness routine. And you know, it was something that I continued to do, and I kept adding on, continuing to work on different aspects of my health over the years. But the one area that I had not been successful in conquering and maintaining was getting to a healthy weight and true overall health, rather than just putting a Band-Aid, which was funny, Mary, that you just said that, because that I had put in my notes, but putting a Band-Aid on the symptoms that I was still seeing, right? Because I was having, you know, my joints were puffy and hurting in the morning, and I would be tired when I woke up. Even if I got a good night's sleep, I would get tired easily when I was trying to do things with my family. And I would just keep pushing through, and everybody's like, oh, you can do all the things. And I'm like, yeah, but I don't really feel that good. And I just kept pushing and pushing. And so I would do this, and it would help certain things, but I had not gotten to the core. You know, I was just trying to still cover those symptoms that I was seeing. So I continued to I was gaining weight year after year. It was most of it was a slow process. I would stop and work on things for a little while, but then I would stop. I wouldn't keep going. I would lose a little bit, and then I'd move, you know, go back up. And in 2021, I was introduced to a coach and to a system of eating healthy, drinking water, and getting in regular exercise, boosted with the support of the Ningxia Red I was still using. And that system tied to the accountability and the community that I had been missing in all of my previous attempts to lose weight and to truly get healthy and to maintain it, that I had been trying to do on my own. So those were some huge things that were missing, was the accountability and community. Because I'd done some of the good things. I've done the plans, and I've drank water, and I exercised, but not to the full extent, and not where I was able to stay accountable into that. So since I plugged into that system starting in 2021, I've lost 65 pounds, and I'm now able to conquer my days with energy and focus and joy. And I can travel around the world comfortably and have the endurance and the strength and the energy to actually deal with challenging schedules and doing fun activities that I never felt comfortable doing before. I didn't have the energy, and I was just not even willing to try some of them because my body can't do that. So I'm so thankful that for people that have poured into my life and encouraged me to plug into this system. And one of those key people was Dr. Mary Starr. And really, it did start 4 years ago when I started plugging into some of the mindset training that we were doing. And then that has progressed over this. And Mary was one of the ones that encouraged me to get into this other challenge in 2021 and really take the leap to do that and start focusing more fully on my health, and that I could do it. So thank you, Mary.
So proud of you. So proud of you. How tall are you and how old are you?
I am 5 foot tall and I am 49, just turned 49.
So 65 pounds off of your body is amazing. And you do not look 49. You look amazing. You look
Thank
amazing.
you.
Awesome. So proud of you. You are just such a gift and a brainchild of a lot of what we're doing. And we will talk more about that too. All right. So I know probably a lot of you have more questions, but you need to hear more stories, because these are the things that compel. And you might hear an individual story that, oh, your mom is going through that, or maybe you are going through that. And this is one of those women. I absolutely love this woman, Sheila Anderson. She's a health coach and a lymphedema expert. And she really, really has such an incredible story about her toxic life and cancer scare, and what led her on this journey of wellness and all of that. So Sheila, I know I saw you out there. I'm so excited to bring you up. There you are. I see you. Here we go. Share with us your journey into wellness.
Okay. All right. So, gosh, my journey goes way back before what I've shared with the lymphedema, but 10 years ago, though, I got really, really sick, and it was due to all of my unhealthy choices. I was drinking 6 diet sodas a day. I was smoking cigarettes. I was not eating well. I was under a lot of stress. And that led me to having a lymph node in my groin that swelled up. And they removed it to have it biopsied, and it was benign, which was great. But it left me with a condition called lymphedema. And the lymphedema is chronic swelling, and you have to maintain it by doing bandaging, pumping, certain exercises, manual lymph drainage. So everything that I eat or put on my body affects that lymphedema. The other part of this, though, is before those 10 years, I was bulimic for 20 years. And I also went through a couple of years where I was anorexic. And I think all of those years, and then compiled with my unhealthy choices, led me to the health condition that I was dealing with. And that is when 10 years ago is when I was introduced to Young Living and the Ningxia Red and some essential oils. And they really did help me. And I started feeling better. And this also led me to going to be a health coach. Because I had struggled for so many years, and I thought that if I went to school to be a health coach, that I would be able to figure out how to lose the weight that I was never able to do. And I signed up, I went to school, graduated, and I could tell other people, or at least I felt like I could, but I didn't have the confidence to coach people because I could not do it myself. So I watched Mary's journey with the biggest transformation, and she really inspired me. And I was like, wow. And I started seeing other people. I'm like, what are they doing? And when I went to my first steps, I met another lady there, Myrna, and it was that we were talking about it, and I was like, I don't know. So, and I had been praying for God to send me something, and I personally feel that that's what it was, because at the time I was under so much stress, And whenever you're under stress, and I had so much on my plate that my lymphedema was getting worse. My swelling was worse. I was miserable. I was stressed out all of the time. And honestly, when I came into the kitchen and thought about trying to figure out what to eat, I literally would cry. To the point where, like, I've tried everything. I've tried keto, paleo. I've done the majority of them, except I did learn there is one, a water diet. I haven't tried that one. But when I was introduced to this, I was like, I signed up, and I remember the first 2 weeks I cried, but then I got into it, and the support and the nutrition, and it was just, I started seeing changes, and it didn't take that long. It was like after the first couple of weeks, I was just like, and then once I got into the rhythm, I was like, oh my gosh, I wish somebody would have showed me this years ago, because it's so simple once you start doing it. And so it has changed my life. I mean, it truly has changed my life. And I want to share this with everybody, because it is so easy and simple. It just takes the stress out of it. And not only that, but just having the accountability of other people and the support. It's phenomenal.
Awesome. Such a compelling story. Thank you so much.
Mhm.
Thank you so much. All right. And we have some other great stories too. So I know all of us know someone who struggles with lymphedema, right? Like that is serious. Anyone who's had breast cancer. All right. You get to meet one of the funniest ladies of the group. And she is an incredible Heather Noggle, Intimacy Wellness. She joined us a couple weeks ago around Valentine's Day for a wellness class. She's an intimacy coach, mindset coach, been a user of Young Living Ninja Red and Young Living essential oils for quite some time. So I'm going to bring up Heather, who has released, let's find her. How much have you released to date, Heather? Oh, there, I saw you. Beautiful, Heather. There you are. Go ahead and unmute, girl.
Oh,
Hey.
hi.
Hi.
I've released 93 pounds since
What?
May 16th.
Wow. Tell us a little bit about your journey. Yeah.
Which
Go ahead.
part? Do you want to hear about Nation Red? Thank you. Do you want to hear about Nation Red?
All of it.
Honey, we don't have time for all of it. But I will say that with the exception of Sheila, hi Sheila, I'm Heather. I've never met Sheila before today. Everybody who's spoken so far is part of my story, which I was asked recently to tell what was the magic of me. And I was like, oh gosh, I literally think the thing that's different about me is that I love to do things the hard way. And when I finally figure out that doesn't work, I find another hard way. And then 3 or 4 hard ways later, someone will reach out a hand to me and say, there's an easier way to do this. And that's literally my story with this weight loss journey. And Nature Red is part of it. The very first time I ever heard about Nature Red was at Jennifer Strickland's house. You're going to hear from her next, I guess. I was big into direct sales companies. I love going to direct sales companies parties. And at that point in time, in 2012, there was they wanted the people in the crowd to participate. And I thought I was at a direct sales party. Well, I was at a Mother's Medicine Chest 101 essential oils class, and I didn't know it. And so essentially I heckled Nancy Sheridan for the entire time that I was there. And I got to the very end and realized, I don't think this was a party. I think maybe this was the class, and I don't know what the hell just happened. What just happened? And the very next day, she had another one, and I went to it. And when I walked into the room a little bit late, her face just kind of fell. Like, uh-oh, here's 2 in a row. It was literally her very first class. So I sat there and I listened and I learned, and I became friends with these people. I was already friends with Jennifer, but over the years, I became friends with everybody who's talked so far. And as far as learning things the hard way, pretty soon after that, I was bitten by a tick and got MRSA on the back of my leg at the same time. And I went on a trip with a bottle of Nix Red. I was like, this is ridiculous. I feel like garbage. And it was literally a lifeline. Like I was doing all the medical things, but I was so drained from all of the medical things that were happening. Nature Red, I was drinking 6 or 8 ounces every day. And I was actually at a class in Minnesota. And I don't think I could have, it was one of those all day things where your brain is turned on the whole time and it just kind of doesn't matter what your body's doing. You're exhausted at the end because your brain is just fried by the end of it. And on the third day, we were walking out of the building and I dropped my bottle of Nature Red. And I was like, I was literally tempted to get down on the ground and like pick out the pieces of glass and drink out of the rest of the bottle. It was ridiculous. But so it really supported my body's ability to heal after that after that horrible health scare. And then my other favorite story about Ningxia Red is I participated in a challenge about 1.5 years ago, and I had gained up to probably my highest weight ever. And I participated in a Ningxia Red challenge, very similar to the one that we're doing now, only it wasn't really focused on weight loss. It was focused on, I guess, reduction of inflammation. And in my fluffy habits, I loved a dessert in a cup. Some of y'all call it coffee, but for me, it was, hi Tracy, I love you too. It was, it was an experience, and I didn't just do it for the coffee or the caffeine. I liked a little bit of coffee in my cream and sugar, right? So we're going through this Ningxia Red challenge, and I realized one morning late in the morning, and I thought, oh my gosh, I haven't had coffee in 3 or 4 days. And I got real panicky because I was like, I am about ready to feel like absolute hot garbage from a caffeine withdrawal. Because I don't know about you, but I was on a caffeine roller coaster, right? Like I would try to get off of caffeine and get pulled back in, and then I needed more. And if I got too much, I had a headache. And if I got too little, I had a headache. And I was like, here comes the nasty headache. I'm probably going to have to take a migraine pill. And those things make you feel even worse. And then it hit me, wait, it's been 4 days since I've had any coffee. How's that even possible? It was totally the Ningxia Red. It was totally the Ningxia Red. And my weight loss journey is a story for another day because it's too long and I can't make it short. But Ningxia Red is literally, when you use the phrase flooding your body with nutrients, a better phrase, I can't think of a better phrase to talk about Ningxia Red. So anyway, thank you for inviting me. That's just part of my Ningxia Red story.
Yay. 93 pounds in how many months?
9.
Wow.
My face looks different.
You will hit 100 within a year. I mean, easily.
Oh, yes.
Easily.
Oh yes, because I haven't even got to 10 months yet. So May 16th, it'll be a year.
Oh my goodness. You might, I don't know, you and Megan, a little challenge here.
Oh, we should do a challenge. That was my brother's, that pink dress was my brother's wedding 3 days after I started our program that we're in. And I knew that my daughter's wedding was coming in January. And I was like, I am not, by the way, that was May of 2022. I had gone to a wedding in November of 2021. And I had the exact same dress in 2 different colors. It is not easy to buy clothes when you're shaped like that and you have something fancy to go to. So this was my daughter's wedding in January of 2023. And I said, everybody was like, oh my gosh, you look so different. And I was like, I know, I feel kind of guilty looking this good at somebody else's wedding.
Say one thing about body dysmorphia.
Oh my word. Hold on just a second. I'm being recorded. Body dysmorphia. Honey, I did not know I was that big. I did not, I couldn't feel it. I couldn't see it in the mirror. I didn't see it in my clothes. I could only see it in photographs. So I just didn't want to embarrass my daughter at her wedding.
No. I mean, you look beautiful and you're a beautiful person regardless, but you didn't feel, and I think too, I mean, would any of the other individuals agree? Like you almost become detached from your body in the pain, and it just becomes like a natural part of life. But anyway.
I could see that. I thought I was mid-sized. I knew I was overweight, but I had no idea. But no, I didn't see it in mirrors. I could look in my mirror and see the good parts of me. I still felt beautiful, even though everything hurt.
That's awesome. That's awesome, because not a lot of people do. That's awesome. All right, our next guest speaker, Jennifer Strickland. What an incredible woman this woman is. Wellness nutrition coach, essential oil expert, just kind of a pioneer as well, in my opinion, of a woman who just kind of takes charge and really goes for it. She just literally yesterday got back from Ecuador. She was on a wonderful service trip with, many of you know, the Young Living Foundation. Just an incredible woman. And she did her best on that foundation trip, like, you know, still flooding her body with nutrition and doing her best. You are going to be so excited to hear her story. And where is Jennifer? I just saw her. There she is, with a beautiful kitty there. Let me see. There you go, Jen. Yay.
Yeah, this is Mendel. He likes to be part of the meetings. So yeah, I just got back from Ecuador yesterday. It was quite an incredible trip. I actually bought a little travel scale and took it with me in my backpacking pack so that I can weigh myself every morning and make sure I stayed on track, because I still have goals. I have goals that I'm working towards. So I do have a Ningxia Red story. This is actually where my story really began in 2012, because my health was in dire need of a course correction. So I was working about 100 hours or more per week and homeschooling my two kids. I got like 2 to 4 hours of sleep a night. There were many nights when I just pulled all-nighters to get enough work in to make sure I could put food on the table. And it taxed my health big time. I did not take care of myself at all. I kept myself at the bottom of the list, like many of us do, right? So I ended up with double pneumonia, and it put me just about on my deathbed. And I remember looking over at my kids and seeing the look in their eyes, and that mama's gonna die. And I was like, I will never see that look in their eyes again. This is changing now. I called my friend Nancy Sheridan, who's on here in the chat here, and said, what do I do? I have some, like a couple packets of Ningxia Red and some essential oils, and I don't know what to do with them. So she started guiding me. I started to get better. Our family put everybody on Ningxia Red. Our family stopped getting everything that came around every month. I didn't have to clean up like poop and throw up anymore off the walls, because man, we were sick all the time. It was like everything. So finally that was laying down the foundation, and we stayed on Ningxia Red. So, but fast forward 10 years later in 2022, the last piece of the puzzle in my health journey was my weight. I didn't know how to correct it. I was using my Ningxia Red, and it had made all of the difference. I had sustainable energy, and I'd sleep well, and you know, we stayed pretty healthy, but I kept putting the wrong things into my mouth. I had a sugar habit. I smoked for many years, and there were some things I had to change about what was going into my mouth. But the biggest piece of that weight loss journey in this past year was the mindset. I didn't realize that the things I told myself all the time were what were creating so much damage. I tried all of the diets, and they would last a certain amount of time and I'd fall off the wagon. And because they were not something that was sustainable, and also this wasn't changing. I was still looking in the mirror saying the most awful things I would never say to anybody else. That had to change. So between coaching and accountability, good habit building, consistency, and the mindset change, I found the way to make this work for my body. So I started in January 2022 after seeing Mary Star Carter the year before, I believe. And then I watched Wendy start going through that journey. And I was like, well, Wendy and I have been doing diets together forever and they never worked. And we would just go and get like all the goodies together afterwards. So on the planes to Uganda and whatever. So that started working for her. I saw the changes and I thought, okay, this is it. So I jumped in. I lost 59 pounds in 8 months. And since the beginning of my weight loss journey, it's 78 pounds total. So I will never turn back. I'm so thankful for this journey.
So awesome. So awesome. Wow. Thank you so much for sharing. You are incredible. And I don't think that I've missed anyone else. I know many people do have great stories on Ninja Red and their own weight loss journey. But these individuals, again, that I am partnering with to bring this together, Jennifer, right? We were having this conversation, well over a year ago, that we needed to bring what we knew, or a piece of it at least, to the masses. So Rev Up Wellness is a 10-day challenge, and we will help you cut the sugar habits, shift some mindsets, develop a proper eating plan with healthy portions. Probably you will drop some pounds. Most likely, if you follow the 10 days, you will drop pounds and get on your way to healthier habits for a lifetime. And one thing that we definitely want to make sure everyone knows is that your life will not change in 10 days, but you will, I promise you will, get some tools that if you continue on this path, it can transform your whole life. Absolutely. And obviously you saw Ninja Red was part of that. So it's not about perfection, it's about results. These are the things that we're going to talk about in the Rev Up Wellness, and will be part of it. We're going to teach you about food and eating in the correct portions. We're going to teach you about supplements, because some of you will need a better option than others, depending on your digestion, what you have going on, how you eat right now. Ninja Red is the foundation, and we will be flooding our body with Ninja Red. We're going to talk about movement. And again, there's good, better, and best. And we're going to talk about water as well. Let's see. So in our program, we have accountability, and our training is free with purchase. If a brand partner invited you to watch this or gave you this recording, your job is to get back to them and let them know where you see yourself. And I'll show you the different options, the good, better, and best. And this is the investment. So the good option is you're going to just start flooding your body with Ninja Red, and you will need a Ninja Red starter kit. It comes with over 100 ounces, actually about 110 ounces of Ninja Red, plus our Ninja Nitro, which supports cognitive fitness. And we'll talk specifically and show you how to use this in the program. If you're already on it, you can talk to myself or one of the brand partners who invited you to give you specific directions as well. That's the good option. The better option, and you're going to hear a lot of us talk about protein, especially I can tell that the majority of us are probably 30 and over, 40 and over, 50 and over, and we are not getting enough protein in our diet. So Young Living has some incredible protein shakes. These are two of our favorites. But I will tell you the best option, if you want the better option of these two, for those of you who maybe have a lot of inflammation in your body, is our Power Meal. Our Power Meal is a vegan option, so it has no dairy. The Pure Protein Complete, both are delicious, but both are delicious, but the Pure Protein Complete is like a delicious shake, vanilla shake. People love it. My kids have been drinking it forever. Power Meal, very, very good as well too. So that's the better options. You're going to have the Ninja Red as your foundation, and then get a protein shake as well. And a lot of people are like, oh, I'm going to have to replace a meal. No, actually, you'd probably have to add more food than you are actually used to eating. We'll talk about that in a second. Let's see. And this is the best option. Okay. And why is this the best option? And you'll hear our health practitioners talk about it. Ninja Red will flood the body, and so many of you will get great results with that. If you have something easy like a shake, to be adding 20 plus grams of protein to your diet every day, it will make things a lot easier for you. You'll have more energy. It'll just be easy. But most of us are just not digesting the food like we should, not getting the most. And we're going to be eating a good amount of food every day. In fact, you're going to be like, how can I lose weight eating this much food every day? And you can, but if you struggle with like stiffness and soreness in the morning, maybe some bloating, all of those things, it probably means you just don't have enough digestive enzymes. Most of us over the age of 30, our natural digestive enzymes are decreasing. So these are two of our favorites. If you have to pick one, I know health practitioner Corey, she loves the Essential Zyme. It has a little bit more potency for people who have a lot of inflammation. But again, the Essential Zyme 4 is going to help you digest the carbohydrates, the protein, the lactose, the fiber, all of those things in your diet. Okay, so good, better, and best. All three is best. Good is the 2, and just or better is the 2, and good is just making sure you have 100 ounces of Ninja Red. Okay, next you need to go on Amazon and you need to buy these containers. This is a container system that will help to train you over the 10 days to understand what portions really are. I don't know about you, but when I was growing up, I grew up in an Italian family and they just poured on the food, manja. So I never really understood what good portions were. And this, you can just search containers, 21-day portion containers, and you'll find that you need at least one set. I like to have 2. I actually have a lot more in my house now, but they're really fun, and it's neat to teach the kids with this too. If you don't want to purchase these, you can see we'll actually give you what the equivalents are for each of the different food groups here. Okay, and next. All right, what to expect in the Rev Up Wellness 10-day challenge. Once you're going to get a step-by-step guide. And the wonderful Wendy Clayton, this is her brainchild. She's actually been running some of these for the past year. And she also has a 30-day coaching program that she's done more extensive things as well. But she is developing the step-by-step guide that you will get. And Wendy, if you could come off the mute and tell us the dates of when we'll open this private Facebook group where there'll be support, encouragement, community, of course, fun and prizes. I always love to have fun and prizes in everything that we do. Lots of fun things just to give you encouragement, all of us. And of course, dropping pounds released and on your way to a happier, healthier you. So the actual challenge begins on March 17th. Is that?
That actually starts on March 20th.
20th.
March 15th, we'll add people to the group. March 17th, 18th, 19th will be prep days. So we want to make sure you're in the group by then. So you have some time to prep before we hit day 1, which will be March 20th.
Okay. And people are asking, when do I get the guide? I want to prep my food. I want to have enough time. When will they get the guide? When they get in the group, or what day will that be?
When they get in the group, it'll be there waiting for when we add them to the group. They'll have enough time to prep. It'll be good.
Awesome. Now, one of the questions too that probably will come up is like, oh, I'm going to be on vacation then, or I'm going to be doing this. So let's give them the 3 dates that we tentatively came up with. Do you have those, Wendy, at hand, that we will be running the 10-day challenge? This is our beta group, and this is a group specific for the brand partners that you saw tonight, the people who invited you on the call. So it'll be probably a little bit smaller than our next groups, but we really want to get the kinks out of it. So this first March group, we're going to run through it. Wendy's been running them. She's been doing a phenomenal job. We're just collaborating now and doing this together. So we have March 20th, and then we have April.
It'll be April, day 1 would be April 17th. So we'll start, a few days before that as far as prepping. And then May will be May 15th will be the start day for that one.
Okay. But I'm going to encourage you not to wait, friends, right? Don't wait another month. I want to tell you about my husband, Jay. My husband, Jay, recently, since December, has released 30 pounds, revving up his wellness, right? And the majority of the 20 pounds that came off is when he started taking high doses of Ninja Red and started eating in a more balanced portion, revved up way, right? He wasn't even exact to what myself and the other women you saw tonight did, but it wasn't about perfection for him. It was about results. He lost 30 pounds. And the reason that was so important is he had a very serious abdominal hernia, umbilical hernia. He'd had it for many years, and it actually was getting worse and worse and worse. And had he not lost the 30 pounds, he just had surgery Tuesday. Do you know how much hurting and healing and all of that would have been just so much worse? I mean, he had a rough night last night, but he is doing so amazing. And of course, we're supporting him with great nutrition, lots of Ninja Red and all the things. But don't wait another month. Give it a try. What do you have to lose? What do you have to lose? Think of all the things you have spent money on, and you can do that. So it's not about perfection, it's about results. So your next steps, you want to get back to the person who invited you here. You want to tell them what you like best. What did you hear? What did you like best about this? And where do you see yourself getting started? Do you see yourself investing in the Ninja Red? Do you want to support yourself because you know you live a busy life and you need to have that easy protein that you can make a shake every day? Or are you going to be all in and get the quickest results in the short amount of time? So I want you to get back to the person who invited you on this training and let them know where you see yourself getting started. And I just appreciate all of you for being on. Oh, Heather, she's got some Ninja Red there. I'm going to bring her on the spotlight real quick. She's got Ninja Red. I want to thank my colleagues here who have done a phenomenal job tonight for being with us. And these women, I will tell you, I have worked with great people. I have so many great brand partners here joining us tonight. And let's see, add spotlight. I think that's it. All right. So thank you everyone for being on. And of course, we have some fun giveaways at the end of our call too. So hold on one second.